Welcome back, everyone. Today we're in the Giants editor, and I'm Jewel, and we're going to work on a different farmers market. Okay, we already did one, and it was way over here, so we're going to go ahead and do a different one. So I'm going to go ahead and bring it in, but we're going to work on this ground, changing the ground a little bit right here, and eventually we're going to have bridges, obviously. So I'm thinking I might have a road coming through here, potentially maybe have a bridge right here. We'll see. Things can change. Not sure yet. Uh, but what I'm thinking is the building is going to go kind of in this corner here near the water. So we'll see. Um, I don't want it to go too low. We got the water here, but we're going to bring it up a little bit uh, at the top of this hill. So maybe half of the way between there. But we'll go ahead and bring in the building. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Go ahead and smash that like button if you like these tutorials and you want to see more. If you want to see more of the map making and or the simulator gameplay, I will be doing that too as well in the future. So go ahead and subscribe. Stay tuned. Hit the notification bell. It helps you stay tuned to what's getting posted. I've been posting mostly every day, so stay tuned and you can hopefully learn something and get some of this stuff done on your map. So let's hit File, Import. We're going to go to D Drive. We're going to go to Steam Library, Steam Apps, Common, FS22, Data, Placeables, Lizard, roll down to Selling Points, and then we're going to pick the Farmer's Market, which is a different market than the one we put in already. So we're going to click on it and we're going to click Open. We're going to bring it in. We're going to hit Control B as in boy. Well, before we do that, let's not do that. Hang on. I'm going to show you a different way of doing it this time and a reason for it. Now, some of them's going to be different. Um, let me go back and show you the file, okay? Let me explain something to you. Go to D Drive, Steam Library, Steam Apps, Common, and FarmSim22, Data, Placeables, Lizard, Selling Points, and go to the Farmer's Market. Now, here's the props, okay? Let's open that and show you real quick. Okay, so see these are the props. Okay, if you saw the last video, I didn't add them on some of them other buildings, and then I finally added them. So I'm just show you that. Now, sometimes, let me find the folder. This one is changed. It used to look like a file folder, like a piece of paper like that, but it was a blank piece. But now they changed it to look like this, and I apologize, but I don't know what happened when I updated something that just did that. So we're going to right click on this and hit Edit with Notepad++. And this is our XML document. It's got all the information I wanted to see. It's going to call that i3D. Go down. Let's see what else it has in here. And it calls the props i3D. So some of them call it and some of them don't. So that's what you got to think about. Sometimes they call it and sometimes they don't. So if they don't, you need it. If they do, then it should add it. So that's what I wanted to show you. So in this case, we're going to pretend and go forward and not add it. But if we see that it doesn't add it, then we can always add it. But it should add it because it's in the XML when we add it to the Placeables XML. Okay, so we're going to go ahead forward with this highlighted, hit Control B as in boy, left mouse click, left mouse click. That seems really small, but maybe I'm just really far away. Wow, that looks super small. Alright, so we're going to lift this up to about here for now, just getting it out of the way a little bit. So that's a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. Oh, maybe it's just me. Alright, so we're going to put it at the top here. We're going to put this at -90. And go look at the building. Okay, so is that the way I want it to face? No. Okay, so this is the side. And that's this side. Okay, so we definitely going to turn this building to face this way. So we're going to put it at 0. Alright, So now it'll face the road when it comes across there. That's what we're going to do. Alright, now we're going to bring this ground down to a certain level. I don't want it to go too far because I want the hills, but I also don't want it to be clean in the air either. So let me see. We're probably going to make it go to about just past this, maybe something like this level. But we'll see. We're going to hit the sculpt mode. We're going to make sure it's on replace. We're going to put this here and hit Control R as in Richard. Turn that off. Turn around and go back to where our building is and decide kind of how our road's going to go. I'm thinking about putting a bridge in. It's going to be a road. There's going to be different roads, but it's going to at least come somewhere over here. And it's going to be coming across, and I'm thinking it's going to cross here, is what I'm thinking. So that's pretty far back from the road. So I might bring it up a little bit. I don't know though. Should I bring the road over? Yeah, we could make the bridge come more there, but let me get in closer where we can get a feel for it. So if we're driving along, crossing right here wouldn't be a problem. And then that's not too far away. We could bring it up some. We'll bring it up a little. Bring it over. I think that'll be okay. Alright, so I guess we could leave it at the height that it's at. Let's leave it at that height. Let's go ahead and put it back on sculpt mode. Control R at this level. And then flatten it to be at this level. And we'll just come on back enough because we've got to have a parking lot and everything. And then we will adjust the sides and slope them and all that good stuff. So we're going to go a little big just for this place. Alright, so now let's get up where we can see how big of an area we got here. So we need a little more. So let's get a little more. And it don't have to be square, you know, you can do it however. Alrighty. Now we're going to take and smooth this all out. Knock it all down. There's still going to be other things put, so we don't know yet. So we're just going to knock it down for now. Let's keep all them edges off. Alright. And then we're going to look at it and see what we got. Okay, so now this would probably be lifted up for the road, obviously. Most likely it's going to match out further over. Or we'll have a hill and then it's going to come up to that level. It's probably going to be at the same level as this, the road anyway. Or at least close. Or we could come up a hill to go into the farmer's market. So we're not going to worry about all that right now. We're not worrying with roads right this minute. And now we're going to hit, we already have it highlighted, we're going to hit Control B as in boy and left mouse click. And it should be finalized. And then we will back up and have a look. So we should be facing a road. It's at the right angle because that's the 0. It's either 0, -90 or 90. And we should be good to go. So I like it. Looks good. Like the building. You can see where the trigger's going to be. We got room for parking. If we have to adjust anything, we can. You know, we can make it however we need to. We're not decorating right now. We're just putting buildings in, showing you how on the XML so that you can decorate and do all that on your own time. And I'm just getting these buildings in to show you. And then I'll decorate as I go later on as well. So we've got it in. We hit Control B. It should be right to the ground. We're going to check the doors. Everything looks good. Make sure your trigger is kind of nicely done. Doors are all good. Posts are in the ground. Everything looks okay. Once you're set and you're happy with that, Now we can get our information we need. So we're going to leave this. We'll be coming back to get these numbers in a little bit. And we're going to leave this and we're going to go to the placeables XML of the main game. So go to D drive. In my case, yours might be on C drive, program 80, files 86, Steam. Yours might be under Steam apps, common, and then whatever farm sim you have, data, and so on. Mine is under D drive, Steam library, Steam apps, common, farm sim 22, data, maps, maps US, and then go down to the placeables. And again, I apologize that it looks different than most of the videos because they changed the icon. Used to look something more like that, and now it looks like this. So we're going to right click on the placeables and hit edit with Notepad++, and we can find if they have that building, then you can get it. If not, then get whatever they have that's close, and then you can take and go from there, you know, and put it in. So basically, they have lizard ones, they got selling point ones, and they got the fast food one. So if you want that line of information, you can take that one. It has most of everything you need. Then you can only change this part, and then the food restaurant part, and then the numbers, and then you'd have all that other information you needed. So you could copy and paste this whole line. But I'm going to take a peek and see if the other maps had that one in there, which I don't think they did, but let's look anyway. Placeables, edit with Notepad++, and let's look and see if we see that building in here anywhere, because if it is, then we can just use it. So I don't see it unless I'm just overlooking it. Okay, yeah, I don't see it. I might be overlooking it though, but I don't see it. I don't see a farmer's market. Okay, so that one don't have it. We're going to check the Alpine one now. Check the placeables of the Alpine. I don't even see it. There it is. Alright, check this one. Do we have a farmer's market in here? So far I don't see one. Let me look down. Nope, nope, nope. None of these, none of those. Don't see it. Okay, so it's not there, it's just an extra one. Apparently it's not on any of those maps for whatever reason, I don't know. But they just gave us an extra farmer's market, so you can close those if you don't want them open, if you don't want it to be deleting stuff in them. And then minimize, and then we're going to go back to the US one, and we're going to grab a line of information that's closest to what we need, and that's going to be this one because we went in the lizard area. So we're going to click at the end of here. We're going to take this line of information for the one that's closest to the path. We went in the lizards, placeables, lizards, selling points, and then we're going to add the farmer's market information. So you can right click, click copy, click out of it, and you can close it, minimize it, and then we're going to go to documents, and then I don't know why I did that. Documents, my games, farm sim 22, mods, go to the map name you're working on. Mine's in XML, yours might be in maps, maps US, then placeables XML. So I'm going to go under mine and you go under yours. Find your placeables XML, right click on it, hit edit with Notepad++. And in this case, we're going to go back to the top of this information and slide over and click at the end of this one right here, this last single line, and we're going to hit enter. Alright, and we're going to come over and we're going to right click at the front of the line and hit paste. And then if we need to, we can move it over. Click at the front of that and space bar it over. And then click at the front of the F file name, space bar that over. Click at the front of the position, you can space it over. Now in the meantime, it's going to change, so we'll be adjusting that again. But what we got to do is change this name because we don't want it to say fast food restaurant. We already did that one, as you can see up here. We don't want to do it twice. we need to change the name to whatever we're working on. So if you go back to where we were in the D drive, Steam Library, Steam Apps, Common, Farm Sim 22, Data, Placeables, Lizard, Selling Points. We were working on this farmer's market, not the other farmer's market. Now I'm going to show you where the other one is. Um, it's not in there. It's in here, I believe. And you'll see, where's it at? Let me look. Got the shopping mall. I don't know. It's not in there. It's not in there. Let me back up a minute. Might not have went far enough back. Okay, that's not it. Well, we've already done it on this episode. Let me just look. Oh, it might be up here. Huh. Anyway, I don't want to dig for it. Let me look, see. Maybe it was here. No. No. Should have been under here. I think it's that one. Here it is. It's under the Selling Station Generic Farmers Market, and that's the building from Elm Creek, or the trigger. And you have to go in Elm Creek to bring the building. If I open this, you'll see what it is. It's probably not the building. It's probably the trigger. Yeah. See? So you got to bring it in from the Elm Creek. So, but anyway, that's the one we already had on the map. That was the farmer's market we already had on the map. But now we're adding the Placeables Lizard Selling Point one, and it's a different building, which you saw. So if you come here, you can see the information, the props, and then you got the XML information. So now we know the path. So this right here, this file is the XML document. So we know it needs to say Data Placeables Lizard Selling Points Farmers Market. So what you can do is click on that, and it'll take and pop that like that, and then right click on it and click copy. Do not cut that, and then click off of it. And that copies that name exactly the way it is here, so we can add it to this area where the map down ID is. And we're going to minimize. We're going to come highlight this little spot here. I'm going to take away half of it. Let's see. Well, I'm going to go ahead and take it away fully, and we'll just call it Farmers Market. And then we're going to right click and click paste and put Farmers Market. And then we're going to move this over and line it back up. And then we're going to do the same over here, because we'll go to the selling points, and then the farmer's market is what goes here. We're going to highlight that, right click and click paste. Then we're going to do the same thing for this one up to the dot. Right click and click paste. Go back to your file explorer. And if you roll it where you can see, I'm trying to get it lined up for you, help you. It says Data Placeables Lizard Selling Points Farmers Market, farmersmarket.xml. Data Placeables Lizard Selling Points Farmers Market, and then this one, Farmers Market XML. Even though that says HTML, I can't help that. It changed. So it is an XML document though. So it used to say XML document if you looked at my other tutorials, and so I'm sorry they changed the icon on me, but I don't know what they did. I'm going to have to look around, see if I can't change it back. But I updated something for Ranch Simulator, and then everything went crazy. So now we've got that information, and we need to click back up here and space it over to position area, and we'll go get our numbers. Now we're going to go back to Giants Editor. We've already got this building highlighted. Make sure you got the main group, the parent. That's called the parent. These are the children. So close it and leave it highlighted, and then come click at the end of the translate X at the end of the numbers. Hit Shift Control C as in cat, and then go back to the Notepad++ down here on the taskbar and click at the position area and go in between these quotation marks, right click and click paste. Then you slide over and you can fix this R, or you don't have to. Scoot the rotation over to line it up and you're good to go. Go back to the Giants editor, and if they're all 0 and the other one was all 0, then you don't need to do anything, but they weren't all 0, so then I need to change it. You can do it a couple of ways. I'm still going to hit Shift Control and see it's in cat after it's at the end of the rotate X numbers. Go back to the Notepad++, and you see this one has a 90. What you technically could do is hit between there and hit backspace, and you got 3 zeros, or if you had numbers, you can highlight between these and right click and click paste. And so you see that it did that, but you don't have to do that. You can just have the 3 zeros, okay? So sometimes it puts numbers, extra numbers, and sometimes it don't. It just depends. But that's good to go, and then you can hit save. Now, if you need a store item, it's going to be this line of information right here. So we're going to go ahead and look at the store item area. Sometimes you need them, sometimes you don't. In this case, it didn't have that particular building, so it's not going to have a store item for that building. But sometimes you need it, so if you need it, add it. If you don't. I'm not going to add it this time, but like I said, if you need it, add it. If I have to have it, I'll add it. But I'm going to take you at least to the store items information and show you. So go to D Drive, Steam Library, Steam Apps, Common, FS22, Data, go to Maps, and then in this case Maps US, and then we'll go to Store Items right there, right click and edit with Notepad++, and you'll look and see if it has one, but in our case it has one, but it has the farmer's market of the other building that we did. See, it says Selling Station Generic. That was where that other one was. But if you need this line of information, you would go ahead and copy a line in there that matches it, like that goes to the lizards area, and you would put it in there. For now, I'm not going to do it, but if, like I said, if I have to, if I run into any problems, then I'll put it. So if you need to put it, put it. Okay, so I'm not sure on this one. Some of them does need it and some of them don't. I don't know if since this one's out of that particular area that they want it or not, but we'll see. All these are the Map US ones and none of the lizard ones, so I'm not certain on that. Okay, so you're going to have to just make a judgment call whether add it or not add it, or don't add it first and then look at it, check everything, and then, you know, if it says an error, then add it. But basically you would put it, you would copy it, right click, hit copy, and we'll go to, we can close that one, minimize this one, go to the documents. Let me see where my documents is. Documents, my games, Farm Sim 22. If it does that, just double click it again, and then go to mods, the map name, go down to your store item, right click, edit with Notepad++, click at the end of the line, hit enter, click at the beginning of the line, right click and click paste. That puts that in there. Then you just change this information here, and you can do that a couple different ways. If you just know the path, then put the path. You could have copied one of these lines because it's closer to the path, or you could click back on your placeables XML and just take the path from here, from the XML to the data, right click and click copy, then click back on your store items and go from the data over to the XML, and then leave the rest of that there and paste. And that puts your path in there. I guess since we added it, we'll just leave it, but like I said, sometimes you need it, sometimes you don't. I'm not 100% on that part on some of the extra ones. I know the ones the main game added, I would say you need. Sometimes it tells you you need it, and then other times you really don't need it. So I'm not 100% certain on that. So make sure it has a $sign in the store items one, but not in the placeables one. In the hit save. In the placeables one, it doesn't need to have a $sign, okay? But in the store items one, it does. Okay, they just made it that way. I'm not real sure why they did that, but they did. So minimize this. Now we have a store item. I'll just leave it. And now we'll come back in here, and you gotta do one of two things. You gotta delete the build and hit save, or put it in placeholders folder. Because if you don't delete it or put it in placeholders folder, you're gonna have two of these buildings showing up in game, and that's not gonna work. Now you won't be able to tell it unless it has doors or some other deal, but you don't want that. You want it to work right. You don't want extra stuff. So delete it and hit save. If you don't have a placeholders folder and you don't care that this building's gonna disappear on the editor, but if you want to be able to still work around this building and see it, you need to put it in a placeholders folder. I'm going to right click and hit collapse all just to get to the placeholders folder easier. And here it is. And you're just basically going to highlight the building, hit the middle scroll wheel, hold it down, push your mouse forward while you're holding that down, and then wait till it drags you up to the placeholders while you're holding down the middle scroll wheel and let go. Puts it in here. Once it does, it hides it from the end game, and it only lets the XML that you just added with those numbers call the XML that we just looked at. So I'm going to show you for the new people. If you've been watching, you know the XML. Let me go back to it. D drive, Steam library, Steam apps, common, farm sim 22, data, placeables, lizard, selling points, farmers market. Okay, so our XML that we put in here, and I'll go to it, the one we put in here, this one, is calling data, placeables, lizard, selling points, farmers market, XML. So if we go in here, that's here, data, placeables, lizard, selling points, farmers market, XML. So it opens, then you open this, and it tells it, hey, this is the name, this is the store image picture, this is the i3D, go get this i3D, data, placeables, lizard, selling points, farmers market, i3D. It tells it to go get it. Also tells it to go get all these lights and stuff. And it tells it to get the props, which we shouldn't have to add, but we'll see. Alright, so we're going to close out of there, minimize this. So basically this XML is being called by our placeables XML that's in our map, saying go open this and look at it. This is saying go look at this and open this i3D, which is the farmers market you see there behind us. But it's not that one. It's the one that's in game. We brought this one into our map. So if we left this and didn't put it in placeholders folder and didn't delete it, we're going to see this one in game and that one in game. So we want to hide it in the placeholders folder or delete it and hit save. If you leave it in the placeholders folder, you can leave it in your Giants editor and still work around it and see it. Otherwise, if you delete it, you're not going to know that building's there, and you're going to plant a tree there, and you're going to be like, oh no. Okay, so now you can also, I like to do it sometimes when I'm working on that, is go ahead and move your career start point, hit Control B as in boy, left mouse click, point the blue to the building, hit save, and we can go in game, and now we'll be there automatically. So let's do that, and then we're going to head into game and check it out, see if the icon and all pops up, and we'll be good to go. Hope everybody's enjoying. Let's get in there. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It's free to subscribe, and I appreciate it. I'm on my way to 1,000, and if you've been getting help from these videos, I sure would appreciate it if you'd subscribe. It's not going to cost you anything. It helps me. It helps me know you're wanting to see more, and I'll continue to do more as long as people want to see it. And so show some support and hit subscribe. I appreciate it. Alright, because a lot of you don't, you just get the help and don't never subscribe to people, and I've been guilty of that, but if you can, it does help people. Alright, and we're going to go in here, but I thank you all for all the support and the views and the likes and sharing the video, and hopefully we can get this map moving along. I'm trying to get a lot more done on it, and I will be doing simulator games for those that like that more, so stay tuned. I will be doing more on that. But just been getting this map stuff going, trying to get through. It's going to take a minute. I hadn't opened the game today, so just bear with it, and we'll be in there shortly. But hope you're all having a wonderful new year, and we'll be moving along pretty soon to different things, roads, and a lot of other things. I may do some housework first. I'm not sure. Putting some houses in. I'll have to see. It just depends. But we're getting right along. Shouldn't take too long to open. Hopefully it hurries. Apologize that it's slow for a second. I must have too many things open right now. It shouldn't take too much longer though. It's got to do all that stuff I did today and saved, so it has to update all that. That's probably why it's taking longer. I did a little bit in there. But once we go in there, we'll check it, and then we'll call that a video. Hope this helps somebody if they're trying to get these different buildings in. And I don't know if there's a problem with it being this different kind of building, or if it takes different things and maybe our map don't produce that. I haven't checked into all that. We'll have to see. But if it is, we can always delete it or change it, or just make it a building without the cell point. But it looks like I didn't level everything just perfectly. You can see right there I gotta level it better. Yeah, I didn't level it very good, but as you can see, it's a nice looking building. And I'll finish leveling that later. And then here's our cell point, or spot we can dump, and we can adjust everything else later. That looks okay. But as you can see, it looks really nice. Nice building. And it put the props in. I didn't have to. Now some of those, if you saw that other episode, they don't do that. They didn't have it in the XML, so I had to add it. But if it has it in the XML, you don't have to add it. And that's why I forgot to add it on the other ones, because I thought it was in the XML, and I looked and saw that it wasn't. And I'm like, oh, I need to add that for people because they didn't know that. I know that people wouldn't have known that. And some of them have it, some of them don't. This one had it, so I didn't have to add it. We'll go in there in the Giants editor and move all that, flatten that, paint this. It obviously is going to change. Different things are going to happen around the ground. The road's going to come out in front right here, so you'll be able to see the building. And I don't know how high the road. It's probably going to go up higher, something like this, and you'll still be able to see. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on your notification bell. We're going to call it episode, and I'm going to catch you on the next one. Goodbye, everybody.